With the Energy Access Investment Forum 2024 scheduled to hold between May the 21st and 23rd in Lagos, Nigeria, David Lecoque, the Chief Executive Officer of Alliance for Rural Electrification, spoke to us regarding his company's efforts to drive investment in rural electrification and promote sustainable energy solutions.
I have here with me the CEO, Alliance for Rural Electrification, David Lecoque. Thank you so much for joining us on Leader Network here at the Irena 14th Assembly. It's beautiful to see the work, the Alliance for Rural Electrification is doing, but sort of give us a sense as to the plans that ARE has in activating the market for affordable energy services, particularly in Africa, because I know that you do work across the African continent.
Yeah, thank you, Irene, for that question, for having me today on your show. Mm-hmm. So ARE, as you know, we have around 200 companies that do all the renewable technologies, all the system sizes, and exclusively in emerging markets, particularly sub-Saharan Africa. And so the way that we activate these markets is by working with African companies and international companies, put them together, meet business people, meet investors, and organize pretty much activities in every direction that we can think of to help bring business to them on a silver platter.
Mm. And then could you also elaborate on the strategies that ARE employs to create local jobs for people across, this continent?
Certainly. So actually, our main goal with ARE is energy access. Our second main goal is green job creation. And to be complete, the third one is climate mitigation. So it means that in the process of delivering energy access, in the process of helping all these companies in the network build the infrastructure on the ground, it's creating a lot of direct jobs. And then in so doing, it's also creating a lot of indirect jobs. We've recently completed a study, original research with German foundation CAS, precisely on the job impact of distributed renewables in West Africa. I would certainly encourage everybody on the show to have a look at it, and I'm sure we can share on your channel. So.
And it will also be good to understand, in terms of your business development support, how does that work, particularly for organizations that work with you?
So the way we are helping the companies is, I would say there's 2-3 different elements. One, we are the industry federation. So it means we're working in a regulated market and a market that requires government support, government investment. This means that we are advocating for the sector at all levels of government. That's one. The second is organize events, delegations, market studies, matchmaking, networking, whatever really we can think of. And that our companies ask us to do, so they get in touch with the right players, that they know about the opportunities and that they can act on them. That is the second way. And then the third way is we are organizing based on, again, what the sector tells us they need, a bunch of trainings, capacity buildings on very specific subjects, typically technical or investment related, to really, again, get that infrastructure deployed, get those companies to do business, and in the process of doing business, deliver access, jobs, and climate mitigation.
Now, during the course of the Irena Assembly, we've discussed quite a bit about financing, and you have projects across these various African countries. But it would be good to know what your experience has been in ARE.
So for the finance, this is always an interesting question. I think you need to differentiate probably between the different market segments. Generally, the message is still governments need to live up to their promises, need to live up to the Sustainable Development Goal 7 that they have all committed to deliver, but the money has not followed to the point that it needs to follow. So that's one. So a call to action really to governments to step up, because, well, 5.5 years until the goal has to be met, and we have to build it today. That's one. But also a call to action to private sector to work together to break these silos of different use cases, different market segments, and really let's come together under one flagship program. As an association, we are open to everybody to bring that coordination role and get the infrastructure built, get the money flowing to get energy access done.
Are there other challenges you would like to highlight for the course of this conversation, and ways you think it can be resolved, particularly within the stakeholders, to make your life easier as within the value chain?
Well, I think Area's job can be described as to make our company's lives easier, right? And so whether it's talking to government, whether that's helping promote business, or have them meet the right people, these are really, the point is to be concrete. The point is not to have beautiful high flying words with no action, it's rather the other way around. So one of those things that's coming up now in the context of Nigeria is our annual flagship forum, which is the Energy Access Investment Forum. It's going to be 21 to 23 May in Lagos, and we're going to work with the government, of course, EU, Get Invest, and a bunch of partners that are really going to be quite instrumental into accelerating. I don't want to say jumpstart because Nigeria is doing great, but really accelerate the movement that's currently happening in Nigeria towards access and towards clean, affordable access at that.
All right, I was going to ask you about the conference coming up in Lagos because I'm well aware of that. But with respect to that, I think now we're done. So I'm going to see you in Lagos in that case. Thank you so much, David, for joining us on the program. Thank you.